All right, David, let's get to it. A lot more happening around the league. Not just Dalvin Cook, not just Saquon in the contract. And God, I wish they'd just cut his ass and move on. Let's do a little football today, shall we?
No, you're right. It's not just Saquon. It's Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is in the news by tweeting out something.
Wait, another first-round running back who's mad about his contract?
Mm-hmm.
Cookies, what do you think?
He says, sometimes it's not about you. We got to do for the ones after us. And then Pro Football Talk.
What the hell is he talking about?
Simply put this question out there. Well, then is he willing to sacrifice himself where they take the tag away from him and he becomes a free agent?
Who cares?
I mean,
there's
Josh
my
Jacobs.
response to any of these running backs crying about money, okay?
He wants to sacrifice himself. I want to get everything now so that the future's better.
This guy's a regular Kyrie Irving. He's a voice for the voiceless. Josh Jacobs. I got news for you. So I'm sorry I missed that blurb.
Yeah, this is a guy who wasn't good enough where they declined his fifth-year option.
Right.
Had a good year on a contract year.
Right, but
and
now,
wants to get paid.
Now you're going to lead the new generation, huh? Poor Cookies doesn't even know that's in the system.
That truck is
It's
hilarious.
the best.
Oh, my gosh. Let's talk about Tyreek Hill for a quick minute in relation to Calvin Johnson, because Tyreek Hill says he wants to get 2,000 yards receiving. He got 1,700 last season, and Tua missed 4 games and another half of a game.
Yeah.
So can he get there? Calvin Johnson's number, by the way, for people that don't remember, it's 1,964 yards in a 16-game season.
You can. I just don't think it's advisable. The reality is you need more balance. And whether it's Jalen Waddle, whether it's guys they drafted, or how about the fact they're going to bring in Dalvin Cook and they need to have a little bit more of a running game. Want to keep your quarterback upright. I just don't think it's advisable to have a record like that. How many times am I going to repeat myself?
It's completely understandable there.
Whoa.
Talk about another receiver. He is on a tour, let's say. I see, Taylor Swift's on one tour. DeAndre Hopkins is on another tour.
Yeah, the Help Me, I'm Poor tour.
Yeah, he's visiting the Titans, and they are,
Hey, can I ask you guys a question?
Sure.
Hey, remember all the months I told you really don't want D-Hop from things I've been hearing? Hey, if he's so sweet, why are the only teams that want him the ones with bum-ass quarterbacks? I mean, wouldn't the elite quarterbacks want that dude?
Well, he put all the elite quarterbacks on his list.
Uh-oh.
He wants to play with Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or, those type, and they're not looking at him. But here's a funny part to it.
I actually have Mahomes' comment.
Here's the funny part to this, because New England apparently is on the list for him to visit. And Bill Belichick was asked about it, and Bill Belichick answered in a Bill Belichick way. He says, he's not a travel agent, so don't ask me. Leave me alone. That's what Bill Belichick said. Leave me alone. I'm not a travel agent. That was hilarious to hear.
Whoa.
Here's something that
Where does he end up? Right here, right now, guys. Where does DeAndre Hopkins end up in your mind?
New England. Yeah.
Guy goes from saying, I want to go to, I want to play with Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes. Cutscene, Mac Jones.
Mac Jones will be his quarterback. I truly believe that.
Big yikes.
One thing that you should be and will be excited about, Mike, is one of the jerseys we talked about last season. They said they delayed it because of there was a delay because of the factory couldn't get it and all this stuff, all that delay in the stuff. Well, the creamsicle Tampa Bay jerseys are going to be back this year, and Detroit Lions fans should be happy because they'll be wearing them against them on October 5th.
You're damn right. Bruce the Buck is back.
Mm-hmm. So that's one game that they'll wear the jerseys.
Guaranteed win. Guaranteed.
Baker's starting, right?
And they're going to play like the Steve DeBerg Bucks. That's a win for the Leos. 31-17. Give up a late TD to make it look nice. Lions cover the 6.5. Big W.
See, I was going to relate it back to, we talked about the running back with Gibbs. Barry Sanders would eat up the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in those jerseys. Jahmyr Gibbs also eats up the Buccaneers in that game, October 15th. Let's talk about my conspiracy theory for a quick moment here, because it is back. Max Crosby was on the the Voncast with Von Miller, and he was asked.
It's must listen.
Yeah, he was asked about Thomas Brady. Here's what he said. Wow, look at that. Tom Brady's teammate, a player for the Raiders, is saying that he wouldn't be surprised if Tom Brady suits it up for the Raiders. I'm telling you, every time it comes up, I believe that Tom Brady's playing this season, and it will be for the Raiders. That's what he's doing. And Kenny wants to yell at me about this conspiracy theory. He thinks I'm crazy.
You are crazy.
For bringing it up every moment.
You're crazy, just not for this reason. Because the Garoppolo physical thing, it opens right up to what you're talking about. If Brady comes back, we're all going to sound like cookies.
Brady will be coming back.
Did you read that story this weekend? Somebody was on his $30 million boat and knocked a drone out of the sky.
Yeah, some friend he was with or something was flying a drone, and they wanted to see if he could knock it down first try. Boom, he knocked it down into the water.
What a life.
Yeah,
what's funny? Brady's got more money than God, and then you realize you could put a zero behind the value of his boat, and it's still only half the cost of Jeff Bezos' yacht.
Oh, I know. That's crazy, isn't it?
That's depressing, isn't it?
Well, here's what Brady can do with some of his money, and that's maybe invest in the XFL, because according to reports, they lost an estimated $60 million this year. Now, they're not panicking, according to Forbes, because they have an estimated $100 million in 2024 revenue that's on the way. Says the business will be our next WWE. Do you think, and I know, Mike, you probably don't, I think a league has to survive in the spring, right? USFL, XFL.
No. XFL came out. They just lost $60 million.
I need football in the spring.
David. It will never work. Ever.
But The Rock is behind this.
And The Rock's going to go broke and have to start mortgaging his tequila company. They lost $60 million.
But they have more coming. $100 million for next year, business deals. They're on the way. Commitments. They are on
I'm making a point. David, you can lose money for so long. But name the last time somebody brought up the XFL to you in conversation. Come on, man.
Other than this story when it came up a couple days ago.
Until or unless a spring league begins poaching NFL-eligible draft players with big dollar contracts, there is nothing to talk about. I don't need to see essentially characters from the Key and Peele skit playing in the spring. Jack Macatrix III, Bo Diddle. Like Buckshank McCarthy. I don't know who these people are.
And then let's close it out here and relate it to Hopkins from earlier in the football today. And let's talk about, there was a list here of second-year players that will break out. Let's talk about Sky Moore, wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's going to be their number one receiver more than likely, which is another reason why wouldn't Kansas City go get Hopkins. But whatever. What do you expect from Sky Moore this second year?
I loved him in college. And I still feel like, look, you're playing in a complex system. Mahomes has deep relationships with several guys on the team, including Kelsey. You're never going to be a number one target share guy. I mean, David, you got to believe the kid's going to snap into it here in year two. And I still think Tony's got a shot there. But I don't think Sky Moore is he really a number one from a physical profile standpoint in the NFL?
No, I don't think so.
I got a hard time with that. And while he's fast and explosive, he's not Tyreek Hill. Tyreek is the outlier. So I think he'll have a nice year, too. I can't sit here and tell you he'll be number one. Travis Kelce's number one until he retires.
You're exactly right about that. That's what they use. That's what Mahomes loves to
That's
throw
the dude.
Mm-hmm. Whoa. That
drop is ridiculous.
In football today.